Fnatic as well. Evelyn, okay, so 2 jungle bans already. Last game we had Jarvan for Cyanide. Didn't actually pay off too well, especially not the late game where he couldn't actually do anything, which is not really his fault. And of course, Kha'Zix's been the jungler for Jankos every single game. Not even sure if Fnatic want to try and invest an early pick into taking it away from Jankos, or they find it. Oh well, you could also ban it.
Or ban it out. What are we going to see as the final one here for Roccat? I don't know about leaving Cassidy up against Fnatic.
Well, true, because okay, they ban it now.
What Orianna?
That's actually smart.
Safe first pick.
You need to get you need to get the AD carrier, but it does mean Tristana can be locked in for Celaver on the other side and they can kind of trade AD carries. And then a potential Orianna lock-in coming for Overpow if he wants it. We also have to look at the fact we have all these jungle bans, so early jungle picks could be the option. Remember, Cyanide has Evelyn and Evelyn and Elise as his 2 main champions.
Yeah.
And he has like 10 plus KDA on both. But his Lee Sin, he has won 1 game, lost 4, has a KDA of like 1.25 or whatever it is, like really, really bad KDA on it. He's not been having good games on Lee Sin. So if Jarvan gets locked in here, it should almost mean a Rengar pickup for Cyanide. Not a Lee Sin, which is my point.
Yeah. Well, it will be Jarvan here for Jankos, so taking that away from Cyanide. He's fallen back to it in the previous games that we've seen. In fact, played 2 of them over with that Jarvan. And
no.
I'm not sure about this one. Fizz, for me, the look on Overpow's face there just tells me that Roccat have run the time down too late and were undecided as to what they're going for. First pick Fizz on, and this goes back to what you were saying earlier on of Roccat believe that Fnatic want Fizz, so they're taking it early.
Yeah, it must be the case where Roccat is afraid of Fnatic picking up the Fizz themselves, so they take it early. I mean, Nami was open, Morgana was open, Tristana was an option too. A lot of options, like Nidalee was banned away. Could maybe look towards the top lane. Is there an important pick they want for Xaxus, so he's not forced to go back to Aatrox. Just a reminder, the 2 games Roccat has lost today, they played Fizz in the mid lane, they played split push / pick comp focused, while Fnatic would then play a lot of teamfight based comps, which they have just been locking in once again now. You have the Lulu, you have the Nami to peel. For your hyper carry, it's full teamfight based already. And Roccat had no answer because they would often fall behind. They tried to jump into these teamfights early to mid-game. They would lose the teamfights, fall behind, could never split push, could never get the pick comps. And Fnatic would then just take all the gold, win all the teamfights, and win the game here. So I really have to question their Fizz lock in from Overpow here. He's not been looking too impressive on it today.
I wonder if Fnatic are just going to go Rengar, Orianna here for the final 2.
Should definitely pick up Orianna. They already have so much protection.
Get the ball in there. You've got Lulu already for that top lane for sOAZ. Although Lulu's not been his most impressive champion. We'll see. We'll see how that one all works out. We are going to be seeing the Tristana once again. That was almost a given with the first big kog'Maw anyway. Thresh for VandeR. Game number 1, Thresh was amazing for him. His hooks were insane.
So it must be the same deal where he doesn't want to log in Morgana against Nami just for the laning phase. And as we just talked about here, if they do log in, they do. So we get Rengar for Cyanide and we get Orianna for xPeke in the mid lane. But anyway, the Thresh pickup here, again, it must be because he doesn't want to play Morgana into the Nami. Even though the Morgana would be able to protect Celaver a lot better in the late game teamfights, especially now against a Rengar who can jump onto your carry, root him, and then there's a shockwave following and your AD carry dies. But actually, I would have saved him. Now he needs to rely on the Lantern from VandeR instead if he wants to stay alive here. So far, I really feel like Fnatic are looking very, very strong in this pick and ban phase. Lulu top lane was nerfed here in this patch. Lost again some of her utility on her Q. It no longer gets to slow the more AP you have, and her W as well was nerfed a little bit. So lost some utility, but she's basically just been locked in now to once again do this double damage threat in the late game Fnatic likes to run, where it's all about xPeke and Rekkles doing the damage. And there's so much protection and even engage potential with the Rengar. You have the ball from Orianna, you follow up with the tidal wave from Nami. There's a lot of options here for Fnatic to start the fights. And Roccat once again now, we have seen Xaxus play this Alistar where he builds Static Shift and Trinity Force and focus on like split pushing. Then you have Overpow in the opposite lane, and of course Celaver sitting in the mid lane. We've seen this 1-3-1 a few times today already. But it's not been working out for Roccat. Every time they didn't pick a comp which was better in teamfights than Fnatic's, they lost. So they really need to make sure this time around they don't take some of these stupid fights in the early game and fall behind. Overpow needs to play the game of his life on this Fizz here, because he has to get ahead if he wants to become a split-pushing threat, and if he wants to be able to assassinate Rekkles when there is shield from Orianna, shield from Lulu, potentially a quick Silver Slash anyway built by Rekkles himself, and the heal come in from a Nami. I mean, you need to be one big fat Fizz if you're going to break through all those shields to win team fights.
And he's up against xPeke on Orianna, which, as I said before, records have been broken with that combo. But guys, you want to know if this final game is going to swing your votes at all, tweet hashtag FNC win or hashtag ROC win to @LOL Esports, and we'll see who you guys think are going to be headed to the finals and guaranteed a spot. The first team here in Europe that will qualify for the 2014 World Championships. I have to say, looking at the lineups here, I feel like Fnatic has an edge on that front. I think also that they have a experience edge when it comes to being in these super high pressure situations. I also have to say though, Roccat have already shown us here that they can beat Fnatic.
Oh, 100%, for sure. Roccat has really shown up today here. And again, this was the team who ended number 6 in the standings. A lot of people were like, Roccat, they've been underperforming the split here. They've basically just been saving it for the playoffs here, and we know they are a team who can really prepare for best out of 5 and always manage to show up.
So, are we going to be seeing anything early on? Very keen to see how Cyanide plays this one as well. I think we don't have to even talk about Peke on Orianna in the mid lane. That's a very standard champion on a player that loves these kind and has always farmed so incredibly well. Broke records with Orianna against Overpow. I know I keep harping on about that, but you said it yourself. You know, Fizz is not an easy lane anyway, up against someone who's very strong in the laning phase in the form of Orianna. I have to feel that Jankos might be a big part of this game, as he is in every single game for Roccat.
Jankos will have some early pressure advantage here compared to Cyanide, where you normally see Rengar want to farm to level 6 before he really starts joining in for the ganks here. So Jankos does have a few minutes in the start where he can try and set up some ganks. Will of course require to be standard lanes. If it's going to be one-on-one in the top lane, then sOAZ should be able to dominate it on Lulu here. We saw the matchup yesterday between Subaru and Millennium, where Alistar was pretty much shut down in the laning phase, fell very far behind, lost his tower. Fnatic can look to do the same here if they do get standard lanes. It seems for now, Roccat is looking towards...
Why not?
The jungle here.
Cow at level 1.
Yeah, you got their hook as well from VandeR.
And
check the flag from Jankos.
Peke gonna be spotted. Xaxus not actually skilled anything yet as well, which wise from my view. We are gonna see them starting off the red buff. Thank you very much, YellOwStaR, for getting rid of the aggro there for a while, and it's smited away. So Jankos takes the first buff, and I'm assuming that Cyanide is just gonna cross straight over on that top side of the map. We already see him done the blue, and is going to go straight over the other side and take the red. So we should just see a standard trade.
But look up here in the top lane. Xaxus, because he was helping, killing the red buff, just lost a lot of minions. Will fall behind in XP. It's something we see a few times. It always means the favor goes heavily, or the lane goes heavily in favor because of the guy getting the early level 2. Not really rocket science. And he can then, sOAZ can now sit and push it down towards the tower, which he will be doing for pretty much the entire laning phase long. Alistar doesn't really have anything he can do against him, and now forced to just sit and farm under the tower.
And there is Peke already harassing Overpow. Obviously it was a crystalline flash start here for Overpow. Knew that he was going to be constantly harassed in these early stages, and his job basically is to not die and to stay as level as humanly possible to this Orianna. We'll see how that one all starts to develop. Of course, it leaves us also with that 2v2 in the bottom lane. Fnatic, again, getting hold of a kog'Maw Nami lane up against Tristana and Thresh here. So, going to be some big Thresh plays or not, obviously, depending on how that one goes. And obviously, that's going to affect the outcome of this 5th and final game. Jarvan is coming towards the mid lane. Rengar is coming towards the top lane. There's a flash away from the boulder strike. However, Overpow dives towards Peke. He backs away as well. So if we look down summoner spells, Alistar burnt his flash. Doesn't have a TP to come back to that lane anyway. That was used earlier because he was late. Peke did also flash in the mid lane though.
Trading flashes here, 2 ganks from the junglers. Different lanes, and it's actually been the trend today. We haven't seen a lot of counter ganking. It's always been like Jankos and Cyanide picking different lanes they want to gank at a different time, and often forcing the summoners here. Then his bottom lane, Tristana and Thresh should be able to do pretty well in the laning phase, even against an army, especially also because of the early damage from Tristana. And they don't pick Morgana, so it must be because they want the Thresh for the lane and the big play potential. Oh, sOAZ, you're in trouble.
And I think a wise move there as well from Jankos. Come in, know that your cow's got no TP and no flash. Come in and make sure that sOAZ gets low, uses his flash, and maybe has to use TP then to come back out into the lane. But now though, this mid lane continues to be as was. Although I say that, Overpow's 25 to 21 CS ahead because of the fact that they forced them away.
They
need to be really careful here. Cyanide coming around the side, but I think sOAZ is going to go down. First blood goes over to Jankos once again. Cyanide here is going to be able to get the kill back though onto Xaxus to trade 1-for-1. But again, Jankos, first blood master.
And look at all the farms sOAZ just lost right here. Yes, he can teleport back to the lane, but he lost 2-3 waves due to the fact he died. He's gonna rejoin. There's no teleport on Xaxus, however, so it should probably even itself out with the farm sOAZ just lost here. Both joiners picked up the kills. And in this mid lane here, because of the early gank from Jankos where they forced the TP, they're going again here.
And xPeke's in real trouble from this one. The slide from Jarvan didn't knock him up, but it doesn't matter. Jankos gets his second.
And remember, the early pressure you can do as Jarvan against the Rengar, who's not as effective at ganking before level 6. Jankos is using it really well here. 2 ganks to mid lane, 2 ganks to the top lane, and now picked up 2 kills already.
Was so close on the bottom turret. Again, the hook landed from VandeR, but it was actually Rekkles that was doing all the damage to Celaver and forced him to rocket jump right out of there. But again, Jankos is going to come down. Rekkles will actually spot him pretty early this time around. YellOwStaR has just completely left Rekkles alone. He's only level 5 here though, doesn't have Cataclysm. Fizz coming in, also only level 5, so they had no ultimates to dive there.
So a lot of action here early on. Everything is just being set up by Jankos. He's in every single lane on his Jarvan here. Sana should be getting his level 6 fairly soon, and we can see him do the same. However, he still needs his ulti every time he wants to pull up like the same kind of ganks, where Jankos can just keep doing it with his Q combo. Slightly behind in farm, but when you've picked up 2 kills already, you don't really care. And when you also have made sure your Fizz in his mid lane is having a good time, pick up the farm here, even out as he is also slightly behind. He does have an assist to his name, and there's still no flash for xPeke on Orianna, so we might see Jankos come into the mid lane once again.
Oh, Xaxus gonna get the pulverized down, headbutt him into tower range. Well, his aim was a little bit off there actually, should have been in tower range. Slow comes out from sOAZ, level 6, so wild growth was up. And really not too much danger there, but good harassment from Xaxus at the very start. And here comes a possible dive, or possible counter jungle at least, as Jankos comes speeding in. Boost some ability from the start here for Jankos. Gonna get bowler striked up though, and sOAZ now coming in, and he has to slide off.
I actually really like their Moby pickup here from Jankos because he's so active, constantly ganking the lanes. He doesn't really care about his own farm at this point. It's just all about helping his 2 side lanes, because Fnatic had very strong side lanes. If it had just been standard one-on-one, remove the jungler, Fnatic would have won the 2 side lanes.
Oh, shot completely missing their wild growth coming onto Cyanide though. Overpow is low and had to flash away. Cyanide will then get into Xaxus. He's already used the pulverize. Jankos will try and get the slow off the shield, but I think this is quick for Xaxus. He's going to go down, and it is xPeke that gets the kill there in that mid lane.
So 1 kill picked up here by Fnatic, punish Roccat for invading on the blue buff. Down his bottom lane though, while it was very even in the start, Rekkles and YellOwStaR has been taking control of the lane. We didn't actually see many of the fights or the trades between each other. There must have been some good bubbles and then some very nice poke from Rekkles. Just been pushing him into the tower here. This Nami has really been a good pickup, at least for the laning phase in this series.
Okay. Approaching 15 CS lead. You will be there by the time this wave goes down. Although, here comes Jankos once again, and Cataclysm for flash will be traded.
And Cyanide actually popped his ult here, was ready to join. Expected though, instant flash out, and Jankos didn't want to chase him. So ulti down from Cyanide, ulti down from Jankos. Good guy Jankos, just follow each other here. Hook misses from VandeR. Once again, every time the hook misses, Rekkles gets the E from YellOwStaR and just walks forward and starts taking the trades with the dual lane here from Roccat and Lulu. So, definitely a good start from every single lane of Fnatic, but a great start from Jankos as well, who's just been active everywhere.
He's been a real star for Roccat this season. When we're talking about Roccat, and we always said they're not really a team that's got any big superstar name that you'd instantly say he is the superstar of that team. However, Jankos, I feel this year has really developed into that superstar with them. As the hook is going to land on YellOwStaR, but there is one person, Overpow, going to be coming down to the bottom as well. VandeR still alive. Here comes Overpow. Ulti goes in. This could be a wide one for Roccat. Xaxus is there as well. Rekkles goes down, and it's 2 kills for Roccat.
Double teleport used here to pick up the kills. VandeR even stayed alive in the end. Might be looking towards the dragon here, even though VandeR is very, very low. Jankos going to join in. Gonna be the dragon now for Roccat. Picked up the kills as well. Instant double teleport. They saw his Cyanide down his bottom lane for the gank. He jumped in, and the teleport just started up in his top lane. sOAZ kept his own teleport. Will be pushing the tower, but it's a dragon for Roccat. Kills as well. Overpow picked up one of the kills. That's very, very important. Xaxus got the other one. So all the right members actually getting the kills here. Maybe could give one to Celaver, but so the fight started. There's a ward in the bush here, so they know that Cyanide is there. It's pure bait from Rocket's dual lane. The fact they hook here and actually start a fight because they saw him on the ward and they're instantly teleport in. Fnatic is not able to react in time. Tower, do you think will go down this top lane?
Good stuff here from Roccat. A great start. 1,000 gold ahead almost. 4-2 up in kills. The thing that's different here this game, 10.5 minutes in, no turrets. Something that Roccat have done consistently even in those games that they've lost today is take the earlier turrets. Let's have a look down some of the items then while we get a bit of a quiet time in this one. Celaver, again, rushing straight in towards that Infinity Edge. BF sword, pickaxe already there. The Trinity Force for Rekkles will be a little bit behind that though, I think, at this point. 2 assists over with Celaver. We'll see how that one all works out for him, but if we compare it to that last game, Celaver, he played it safe towards the end. There was that one time where he went ridiculously low, was saved by his teammates, but other than that, he played a perfect Tristana game.
I've said in every single game we had Tristana, I would still like to see Static Shift being the first item, especially because if you look at the side of Roccat again, he's the only wave player. He's the only guy there to kill the waves. So if he doesn't get the Static Shift fairly fast after the Infinity Edge and Fnatic starts grouping up, they might be able to once again take some towers without any defense from Roccat. We saw it in the last game where Fnatic got the lead in the mid game because they took down some towers. There was no wave clear, no proper wave clear from Roccat, so we have to see. It's going to be a fairly early Infinity Edge for Celaver. They pick up the farm, they got of course the dragon, 2 assists. Actually not even going to be that early, never mind what I just said.
Thanks.
Mistakes were made.
Oh, well, wow.
Standard timing, Infinity Edge.
Yeah. 30 CS behind, but look at this. It's almost a mirror of what we saw before. He's not actually got much mana yet. He's actually holding the minions away, though. That's a problem for Roccat there, because they would have to full-on dive without the minions at least letting them get closer to that tower. Peke is going to be recalling. Jankos still waiting around for Overpow to give him the go, and they see Peke is gone, you can leave.
He's going towards this top lane, and Jankos is not done yet. More Cyanide jumping onto Overpow here.
Oh, this could be dangerous for Overpow. Actually, he's going to dive away there. Fish is going to come out. Cyanide gets knocked up. Overpow doesn't want to fight it, but they're diving on towards sOAZ. He's trapped inside Cataclysm, knocked around by the cow.
Look who's joining.
Finish it up. Here comes Fizz, and this is another kill. The tank is being, the turret is being tanked up by Jankos. He went down to half. Xaxus was at half. Really well done, and full opportunistic by Overpow. He was being chased by Peke and Cyanide, manages to somehow get a kill in the top lane.
Just ran from the mid lane up to the top lane here. Hook onto YellOwStaR with the beer trade.
And again, tidal wave goes down. Box is already in position from VandeR. He's exhausted up. YellOwStaR needs to be a little careful there. He was actually fairly low. In the end, they're able to back away. Again, Celaver not using flash. On the other side, the exhaust went straight down from YellOwStaR. So this bottom lane been a real action zone so far.
I don't actually think the poor Overpow got even an assist up in his top lane. Jankos picked up the kill. Overpow is still sitting on 2 assists here. So he ran out there, but he was avoiding the gank anyway. So it's not like he wasted a lot of time by running to the top lane. Just sadly for Roccat, didn't manage to pick up the kill, which would have been perfect for them. Really good start here. A lot of aggressive plays. Punish the Rengar jungle. why the fact Jankos was so active. Also pointed to the fact that Fnatic was so aggressive in the lanes, so it opened up for Jankos to come in and gank them, force the flashes, and then gank them again the second time where he couldn't pick up the kills. Choppy again.
Yeah. Xaxus just missed his combo though. That would have been the perfect chance, but there is a combo from Jankos. Where are you going, sOAZ? You're going nowhere. Xaxus gets the kill. That's the second for the cow. And they are camping sOAZ like there's no tomorrow. 0-3-2 for sOAZ. I mean, he's still 30 CS ahead, funnily enough, for the cow, but he's giving up kills left and right.
Yeah. But again, it's what we talk about. Their standard lane matchup is definitely in favor of Fnatic all around here. But because Jankos is so damn active and just constantly finding kills in every single gank he makes, means they can now get a tower, they can get the goal lead again. And Cyanide, he's down this bottom lane now. He wants to try and set up a gank.
Oh, finish off. There he is, the dive on towards Celaver. Play comes in. I'm not sure it's enough though. Boulder strike lands, Bubble comes in, and Rekkles will get that one. Good hook from VandeR actually onto Cyanide. Rest of the team have actually joined in. Double TP again. Totally misses though, and I think Roccat have to back away from it. sOAZ is there. There is the lantern taken behind the turret. Looked like they wanted to dive that one, but the CC missed out. And well, a good reaction this time around from Fnatic. The last double TP ended in a bit of disaster for them. That means they're going to try and push this turret back.
Yeah, this time around, sOAZ instantly TP'd as well to join in here. 4 members from Fnatic. Oh, YellOwStaR.
Comboed up, but he's got no turret aggro, which means he can just flash on out of it. Meanwhile, Peke did start to come down, but he actually went back, and I think he might be doing a lot of damage while he goes. Okay, not masses, but... Oh! Wow, Jankos going super aggressive there. Cataclysm, not quite in turret range there either.
He tried to catch him under the tower here, but xPeke just stepped out of tower range. Took the trade with Jankos, forced his flash now, ulted down as well. Dragon just spawned here, so Jankos tried to be the hero and kill xPeke so they could maybe stop a dragon. Now he just ended up using his ulti and his flash, and with the remaining members from Roccat also being back in base, no chance for Roccat to actually fight for this one.
Smite for Cyanide will seal that deal. And it is almost a level game, about 300 gold separates the two teams. Fnatic, even though they would fall in behind in a couple of kills there, the fact that they're farming so well, especially that obviously top lane and the mid lane. Peke is 60 CS above Overpow now. 168 CS, 16 minutes in. Don't think he's quite on course to beat a record this time.
No, but it's only going to get better and better for xPeke farm-wise, because he's now hit the point where he can constantly keep farming the jungle as well. So if Cyanide is ganking a lane, well, the Ref camp, the Wolf camp, they can just take it, go back to the lane, push it out as well. Nice play by Celaver down here, picking up a tower. So more for Roccat. So we had a lot of kills in the start. Nobody actually killed the towers. Started to do it now. Top tower gone from Fnatic, bottom lane tower gone as well. While the bot tower for Roccat is gone here. So it's time to see towers go down. A lot of fighting early on. Aggressive teleports, especially to the bottom lane. And of course, Jankos just been going completely crazy and ganking every single lane. Mainly the top lane.
I was going to say, every single lane, but mainly the top lane like 3, 4, 5 times. And it's paid off for him. I mean, if you know that you're going to get a kill somewhere, you definitely go. Fnatic here, though, are pushing quickly towards that mid tower.
Exactly what we talked about earlier here. If Fnatic decides to group fairly early on, the wave clear from Roccat now consists of Fizz jumping in, kill the wave, and then put himself in a very dangerous situation. So Fnatic just started grouping, didn't actually kill the tower because everyone from Roccat really reacted very fast, and Fnatic didn't want to get flanked, so just had to back away here. But it could almost take down the tower. Next time they do it, there's no static shift on Celaver. There's not a lot of fast wave clear from Roccat, and they're just gonna have to engage. Now your top tower's gone.
Yeah. That one is a goner. Nothing that Xaxus could do to get in there. They're just waiting once again in middle, expecting Peke to actually start pushing up somewhat, but that doesn't happen for them. Peke will back off, who, by the way, on his last buy, finished off his Athenes, finished off Sorcerer Shoes, and picked up Needlessly Large Rod. So he obviously saved up quite a chunk of gold, and as you mentioned, at that point where a couple of quick movements of the ball and the entire wave is gone, holds on to that 60 CS lead as well. We also saw Rekkles getting his Trinity Force done. Blasting one on top of the Athenes for sOAZ. He actually went for that triple Doran ring start that we actually saw him do a lot when he played Lulu this year.
Yeah, always went like a full lane dominance early on, and then he started building items. after he had the triple ones. He has already actually sold one of them. So,
what a Roccat.
And you don't have any wave clear, by the way, so...
There's no one there. They literally...
Well, that's your wave clear,
one there. Yeah, that is your wave clear. Manages to get down two of them. Ball going into the back. Shockwave and a bubble onto VandeR. Have they got the damage to finish? I don't think so. Too far out of range. And how are you going to hold on to these towers now when you can't even step up to them? Peke going to keep his ball just at the backside of them. YellOwStaR already showed us that he's landing these max range bubbles. They can zone you completely away. Jankos might have to just go incredibly manly. Yeah, Rekkles is free at the back. No one can get to him. And that is it. Inner turret goes down. Roccat can't defend.
No early static shift for Celaver. No other proper wave clear. They just lost 2 towers now. They couldn't engage because VandeR was back in base, which is normally their defense, where they just, okay, we have the armor, we have Alistar, let's just go for an engage, catch someone out of position, or not even, like, knock one squishy member up, and then Overpow can jump them and try and kill them. But, just no wave clear, I don't know. Celaver has decided to get his 24s, even though there hasn't actually been any big team fights either. And without knowing the numbers, you might actually get more straight up damage in a team fight by having like static shift and, let's say, a pickaxe, compared to have the Infinity Edge completed so early. The static shift, of course, is a lot cheaper than fully completing your Infinity Edge, just to also get the extra attack speed. But well, Roccat paying the price here. Lost 2 towers. Overpow starting his split push adventures. He's going towards his DFG once again. And Fnatic is slightly ahead in gold at the moment. Have a very, very strong late game here, but both their top laners will be more utility-based. In the late game, you have their insane tank in Alistar as long as his ulti is up and all the CC he brings. You have the shield, you have the utility from their Lulu in the late game, the chase potential as well. And then it's all about Overpow and Celaver against xPeke and Rekkles.
Oh, this could be really dangerous. Well, it was less dangerous than I thought. They threw the pink ward over the top, cleared out the vision, and Jarvan walked away from it. So, Dragon, less than a minute's time, that one's going to be coming up. Of course, Fnatic did pick up the last one after Jankos went all in on Peke in the mid lane, used his ultimate, went low, and then, well, they just couldn't fight for that Dragon whatsoever. This time around, Roccat have got a few wards down on that side of the map, so we'll see how well they can hold on to it. And Fnatic, in timely fashion, just arriving, and they're probably just going to spend a little bit of time here clearing that one out. There's the pink removed straight away. Be able to scan out on that death brush as well. Roccat, all 5 men down there. Xaxus has teleport, but he's already pushed that top wave out completely. sOAZ also has teleport, so he can join. Overpow's on the bottom side, and there is the TP. sOAZ coming down to the tower. So he's going to get there a little bit earlier on rather than coming in onto a ward.
This is also Fnatic just
very
saying...
tense moment here.
Yeah, it actually is. Everyone just moving in and out of this river area here around the dragon. But it's also just Fnatic saying we want to move into the river now, get control. Overpow actually gonna... Did he just teleport to the pink ward pair? Well, teleport down from Overpow. He is part of the fight anyway. Fnatic has just moved in all 5 members, placed some wards, got a good pink ward here at the small bush to set all the wards around it. There is a ward from Roccat, however, at the dragon.
Oh.
Or just around the edge here, sorry. And up in the bush too. Fnatic playing all the wards. But early TP from sOAZ simply to move in the river and get control. Oh. Look at Overpow now.
Yeah, Overpow is miles away at this stage. He's probably faster to hit his recall button and try and get back, because Fnatic have pushed straight up this middle lane and they're going to have a good amount of damage onto this tower. Finally, Roccat are able to get back around. Will they try and head them off here in the jungle? Overpow starts to move in. They've got no real vision of that area. So they're almost fighting blind, and no face check there. I thought Overpow was going to go into that one. Cyanide altered up. Let's see if he can do anything. Nope.
Not in a
probably going to run out of stealth by the time he gets anywhere close. And a tense moment, just jockeying for position on the map. It's Fnatic that then move back towards the dragon. We'll clear out the pink ward, but there's still one there. In fact, there's a lot of wards there from Roccat that will stop Fnatic doing the dragon in peace. And actually, YellOwStaR is recalling, so he wants to stock back up before they start to attempt this.
Fnatic is slightly stronger though at this moment, especially due to the Trinity Force on Rekkles compared to Vintage on Celaver and Tristana being pretty weak in the mid game, as we always talk about, and also Overpow. Pretty much like their last 2 games. When he doesn't have their Hourglass, it is very hard for him to join the fights because he's an easy target for Fnatic to kill. So they should have the strong comp here for this dragon fight. It's still go horribly wrong if they do misplay it. And then Roccat can just completely snowball, which is one of the reasons Fnatic is playing it very safe. Now Xaxus in the top lane, they want to force the teleport. The rest of the members from Roccat is running in. Overpow, remember, he used the teleport earlier. He's not ready now. This dragon is gone. And Jankos going in onto Rekkles.
Oh, flash instantly from that one though. Xaxus TP'd down and the dragon had already gone. Roccat just simply too late for that one. They went back, got themselves a couple of items, probably felt, pressing Tabake were a little bit weak for this fight. Fnatic have backed away. Let's try and squeeze in one more shot before we come in and have that fight. In the end, too late, and Fnatic didn't want the fight at all, it seemed. They take the dragon, they run away. They hold now a 3,000 gold lead.
To be honest, it might actually have been in favor of Roccat that it didn't pay off. And they didn't get this big 5 versus 5 team fight because xPeke as well had death cap completed already, where Overpow on the other side didn't have its DFG completed yet, didn't have the Hourglass completed yet, so he would have been a lot weaker as well compared to xPeke. And let's see what Overpow can do up here. There's an Athene's on source, so does have some magic resist.
This is super dangerous for Overpow. He's going to throw the fish, he'll only hit YellOwStaR. Cyanide going to jump on top with a good tidal wave as well. sOAZ now starting to move in the wild growth, only really knocking up Xaxus there. He's going to try and get some nice three-man shockwave though, comes piling down, and Peke picks up a double kill. Fnatic can just back away and take Baron now.
Such a nice shockwave here. Fnatic were chasing the kills. We had the lantern from VandeR, and then xPeke just puts the ball. As soon as Xaxus clicked the lantern, he pops the shockwave and just pulls him back in. Even kills Overpow as well. And onto this Baron here. Can Jankos steal it? He does have Smite and Flash. But Cyanide is the Smite master.
Well, so far this game, Jankos has been the shining light for Roccat. Can he get in? There's another hook into the pit. Rekkles is still having a go at the Baron. What are they going to do with it? Fnatic have actually decided, no, we don't want this fight. We can't have this fight. Overpow coming through, and they're going to give a lot up here if they're not careful. I was going to say they can't all just recall and leave this mid lane. In the end, it's just sOAZ that leaves it. And Rekkles and Peke's presence is enough to actually force them away. sOAZ also TPing in.
So it was such a nice chase. And then Fnatic went for the Baron. They didn't want to finish it because they were afraid of Jankos. The potential steal, as most youngers will say, in this situation here, it would have been like a 50-50 on the Smite.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take the chance, so moved away from it. Okay, let's see it again. Onto Overpow first. YellOwStaR lands the first auto attack, and then it's a tidal wave. Cyanide jumping in, gets 2 roots onto Overpow actually. And then now, it's all about the lantern. Clicks it, and look at the shockwave.
Boom.
So beautiful.
And, Peke has proved time and time again that Orianna is one of his best. Void Staff now added on top of his death cap and Athene's. That last recall from sOAZ also was kind of in the heat of the moment, wondering if they maybe lose a tower. They didn't. And sOAZ TP back into lane with a death cap of his own now done. It's a Blade of the Rune King for Rekkles. So overall, Fnatic just getting another couple of items which may make them feel very comfortable headed off towards the Baron again.
Right now, Fnatic don't actually need to bait the Baron. They could look to just go and straight up push towers because Static Shift is not completed yet for Celaver. I'm not sure if he can get it when he actually recalls now, but he's not completed, so they still don't have any wave clear. You have Rekkles being insanely strong. You have xPeke being insanely strong. Just move up to the towers here. Force Roccat to actually engage onto you. Static Shift was actually completed now, so do have some wave clear. But still, just push up the lanes now, push up the towers, group as a unit, and force Roccat to engage onto you. Overpow, is he jumping towards you? Well, it's our Hourglass. Kill him.
Got a DFG, so you've got to be quick about killing him, otherwise he is going to blow someone up. Be aiming for Rekkles, maybe even Peke there.
They still do want to set up this Baron.
Yeah.
Which of course is the other option they have. But And then there's always the potential steal.
Yeah.
Or maybe even their bait kind of backfiring and all of a sudden it's Roccat who finds you out of position and gets the kill and they can take the Baron here.
Oh, Hook coming through, actually getting onto YellOwStaR. No follow-up, there wasn't really anyone there. Alistar was on the top side, Overpow was still in that middle lane. Actually, I think he just went off to get blue. Yes, he is. Got blue up on. So, what's the plan from Fnatic? Whoa, Cyanide going very, very deep here. Box comes out from VandeR, but they want the fight and they're going to get one kill. Cyanide literally takes no damage there from the ultimate out of Overpow because of all those shields. And now look at this. Wave is pushing on the top lane. They want this inner turret.
Yeah, so now they're going for the towers here. VandeR is dead. Overpow is sitting in the mid lane, gonna push it out, try and trade it for the mid tower, for the top tower here. Celaver, he won't be there in time to play it. Remember, he needs to actually stand at the tower when the minions arrive for the static shift to work and for his explosive shot to actually work. Otherwise, the minion wave will stay alive and it's gonna die. You have Lulu, you have range on Rekkles, you have range on Peke, you have range on sOAZ, and you have the disengage potential of both Orianna and Lulu. Such a strong siege comp and teamfight comp from Fnatic, which has been the golden winner, if that's even a phrase or word.
It is now.
It is now the golden winner the last few weeks. Teamfight comes all the way.
Back away from this one again, knowing that only one inner turret is left standing. They're actually sat on pretty much all of them over about 1,100-1,200 gold. It's only going to grow here because Dragon did spawn. And there's a massive wave in the bottom lane as well that's built up on the tower, which sOAZ will no doubt be very, very happy for. Peke, by the way, has it 300 CS, 30 minutes, so not quite on his record from before, but still, nonetheless.
Notice while Fnatic was doing the Dragon, we had VandeR move in, place a lot of wards around the Baron here, so even if Fnatic gets a pink ward or two pink wards in there, might not be able to clear all the wards, and Roccat can keep some control around it and see if the Baron is being started. Instead of a potential to go from Jankos, or maybe an engage Roccat here, but they've been forced to just sit back and wait for Fnatic to make the move for the last few minutes. And every time Fnatic has actually grouped up and moved towards the tower, they've been able to kill it. Every single time. Got the Dragon as well, extending the gold lead. Might just go back and try and set up the Baron. Or they can just group again. 5, go down towards, work towards the base. Look for the towers here. Get some wards on the side so you can spot Overpow if he's trying to flank around you. And just be ready to disengage if you feel like you're in a bad position.
Is this the cautious Fnatic though that could cause them a couple of problems the later that things go on? I mean, Tristana's only getting scarier.
They said for Rekkles though. But
That
yes,
is true.
I agree.
That is true. He's got that Zeal in there now. Overpow headed down towards bottom. Actually, he's got the cowl with him as well. So these two might try something. And look at Fnatic, they're just pushing straight in, but don't forget it's a double TP comp here out of Roccat, so both of them could come straight back towards this mid tower. They need to get a move on though, because the turret is going down pretty quickly. They have already recalled in there. And Fnatic taking a bit of damage while they do so, but get a few hits onto the inhib turrets.
Quite some damage, tanking it up here. Forced to recall though from both Xaxus and Overpow, but didn't get a teleport, which was the main goal here for Fnatic. Because if teleport is down for both Xaxus and Overpow, then Roccat is forced to sit 5 members as well, and then they will be in a disadvantage compared to Fnatic. So they tried to force the teleport, it didn't work. They recalled instead, and now Roccat responding, getting a tower. Jankos looking to engage as well.
Yeah, might even be 2 towers here. Overpow gonna go towards Peke. TFG is down. Oh, there's a shockwave though, and Peke is actually gonna take it with him. sOAZ though is caught. He's all alone behind the tower. Surely will be finished up. There is the exhaust onto Celaver to stop things happening. Cyanide meanwhile is having a go on Jankos, and this is a messy, messy fight. Rekkles finishes off Celaver. And Xaxus now has to walk away. In the end, it's a 2 for 2. Mid laner, top laner from Fnatic going down. Roccat losing their AD carry and mid laner as well. And Fnatic are pinging like crazy.
Go mid, yeah. Just go mid, go push the tower mid lane now. The 2 damage dealers from Roccat are dead for another 15 seconds. Just push down the mid lane here. Maybe they can even get a tower. Only 2 members they won't really be able to, because there's going to be a big fat cow in their face. So just to push the instantly here, also with Cyanide.
Well, they just spotted Alistar. I think they're off to the side. Xaxus trying to run in there pretty quick. All that extra movement. Oh, look at this Overpow coming around the side. Hello, where's he going? He's going for YellOwStaR here. Out of the two, the fish will knock the other fish in the air. And YellOwStaR eventually will go down.
Where's Cyanide here? He's actually fighting against Jankos, so he's out of position too.
Yeah, and that's bad news. The team coming around. Roccat weren't ready for that one, and Rekkles gets himself one along with sOAZ. This is really bad because they lose Overpow again, and they lose the
now. It must be the mid lane going down. Fnatic a few times now been looking at this mid lane, not been able to kill the last inhibitor turret to get in and get inhibitor as well, but now 4 members. So they couldn't actually push up the mid lane faster than they did before here. Cyanide was chasing around, but it didn't really matter. They couldn't push it in time. Instead, teleport behind from Overpow. Still no hourglass. He wants to get the DFG as the second item, so every time he jumps in, Fnatic kills him. Every single time. So end up getting 2 kills, and now they got the mid inhibitor. So now you can go Baron.
Where does that leave us then? 35 minutes in. It's only 10-9 in kills here. Ridiculously close, but the gold has grown. We're approaching the 10,000 gold mark again for Fnatic. That means after that push, they're going to go in with quite a chunk to spend as well. 2 grand on sOAZ, 2,500 gold for Rekkles to actually spend. If you look down on the other side, Last Whisper, Static Shiv, Infinity Edge. Rekkles doesn't seem to want to recall just yet and show us exactly where he's going to go in terms of his build. YellOwStaR clears out the Baron as well. Come on, Rekkles, shop up. Phantom Dancer for him.
I think I got a little bit too excited though before about this mid lane going down. I'm not even sure what I was calling for Fnatic to push up only 3 members and then TP behind them. Don't listen to my calls, guys. It will get you killed. Or it will bait Roccat into actually dying. Well, yeah, then you take the mid lane.
Exactly, that's kind of what happened. They pushed for it, ran away, got the respawns, and then caught Roccat out with that anyway. So, worked out in Fnatic's favor. And they're still trying to set up the traps. But Roccat have proved time and time again, they don't often fall for these traps.
No, they've done the research. Don't worry, still just going in to place a ward or flag in the Baron pit. We need to get a ward down from Jankos. He doesn't actually have one, so we need VandeR to go in and place a ward. Fnatic now, again, kind of realizing, okay, they're not really falling for the bait. Let's just try something else. So Cyanide actually popped his ulti, jumped onto Celaver, had to use his ulti to shoot him away. He stayed alive, and now Fnatic going back towards the Baron here. Top lane is going to push as well. Same goes for the bottom lane. They've got a big wave here from Fnatic down this bottom side. So if they keep Roccat now around this Baron, they're going to have the 2 side lanes pushing up. Once Rekkles actually goes up there, pushes back. And then someone is going to have to react. There is a teleport on Xaxus, so he can go bottom lane, defend it. Also keep in mind, there is the threat of Fnatic just starting the Baron with only like Cyanide and Rekkles, and keep the rest of the members just to zone Roccat away. So they always have to respect it and get the wards down.
Oh, shockwave used there onto Jankos. Wild Growth gets a knockup, but that's 2 big ultimates from Fnatic. Used onto Jankos. I think the idea behind that was get rid of the jungle as fast as you can. But sOAZ here going to get hit by the fish. The hook lands as well. Max Play, Overpow gets that one. Cyanide right in the middle of them. Can't actually do all that much. He's been slowed down left and right. Will invisibly run down to the bottom side. Somehow got away. Oh no, here's Jankos. He spotted him going. Slides in there. He's got Cataclysm.
That might have just saved the Baron there.
Right.
Yeah, but that might just have saved the Baron for Fnatic. If he had died, with 2 members gone, the smite gone as well, we could have seen Roccat just instantly go towards Baron here. Nice little catch actually from Overpow. Because the 2 ultis was used by Fnatic before, Roccat felt like now we can take the fight. Got in there, got the first kill onto sOAZ, and then this time around Overpow actually stayed alive. Jankos seems like he's gone yet.
No, but there is a dragon, which means, well, the decent gold lead that Fnatic have is probably going to be getting larger. In just a second, we see Void Staff now for sOAZ. Across the board, Cyanide has just gone complete tanky with this Rengar. I imagine raises for the start and just don't bother finishing it. further, get himself the remnants, get that Spirit Visage. Also another Lynx large rod for xPeke, so all about spending the gold here. There's another 1,200 for Rekkles, almost 2,000 for Peke as well, so again, Fnatic going to be able to push their lead, and it's Zhonya's actually that is picked up by Peke.
If Roccat actually had any wards around this dragon here, they might have seen Fnatic's and all 5 members to do it and then start recalling. Could potentially try to rush a Baron. Just didn't have any wards, so therefore they're just going to clear out all the ping wards we had before from Fnatic. They're going to have to go back and buy them again if they want to set up this Baron once again. But seems like they have actually realized Baron is not the way forward. Let's just instead go for this open inhibitor and potentially then the bot tower afterwards, because minions are still pushing up onto it. There's 2 members recon from Roccat. It should be a very easy inhibitor for Fnatic.
Nice
Or not.
No. You see how
They're afraid.
scared
Yeah.
Fnatic are of this one.
Don't want to get flanked here, so just every time someone from Roccat shows themselves on the side, Fnatic instantly just backs away here.
Well, there we go, finally getting in. Jarvan gets close. Fnatic instinctively back away. Xaxus just went down to less than half HP, and there is the turret. And they are going to be going down bottom. In fact, Overpower's gone there to push the wave away from the tower. So with how scared Fnatic were going in there, I think it's actually quite wise of Roccat to hang around there. Just maybe be able to do enough to scare them off. Let's see. Turret is getting obliterated by Rekkles. That's an easy one for Fnatic. That is turret number 7. And everything outside of the base.
Just stay, yeah. Just keep doing it. You have super minions coming into the mid lane. Just stay in this bottom lane now. Place some wards on your left side so you can see the Xaxus or Overpow, either the TP or flank around you. And then you can always disengage if you feel like you're getting in a bad spot. Otherwise, you can get some hits on the tower every single time. And Rekkles just has to look out for the potential engage from Jarvan or the cow, which is the reason for Fnatic not feeling confident enough to just push up to a tower because there's so much engage on the side of Roccat here. But they are still staying around.
Jankos trying to get in from the side and get rid of that pink ward. Actually took the lantern there into the base. Overpow is going to show himself in the mid lane. Getting rid of that wave. Is that going to be enough? You have the ward on the tower. Rekkles actually does get in there for a few hits, and it's more than a few hits. There comes Overpow going in towards Cyanide. Can they finish him off? Wild Growth will be used. Cyanide right in the middle of them as Jankos gone very deep. Shockwave will get to. Oh, Celaver! He gets caught out. He's still alive though. That's the important thing. Jankos will go down. This is going to be a second in him.
And this is exactly what Fnatic could have done early in the game as well. They have such a good siege comp. And as soon as we see the engage coming in from Roccat, everyone disengage. Ulti runs out from Xaxus and Overpow.
Wow.
Okay, that was pretty sick.
Yeah,
that was pretty sick.
That wasn't an escape and a half from Overpow, but he's still going to go heal. VandeR will still go down, and there are still super minions pushing through this middle lane as well. Fnatic now in a 5 versus 3. Have only the 2 Nexus turrets and the Nexus to finish off to go through into a 4th consecutive LCS split final. There is the first Nexus turret. The fish on Cyanide won't do a whole lot. Second Nexus turret will just get tanked up here by the looks of things. sOAZ quite happy with his shield to do that. There is Rekkles hammering away. Doesn't quite get finished. And Fnatic are backing out.
Got Nexus turret down. All the one stayed alive, and Overpow still looking to chase here. Same goes with Xaxus. Can't really catch Fnatic. So 2 inhibitors gone now. Top lane tower, taking quite a beating as well. And Roccat might be in the situation where they just have to try and all in for Baron. Otherwise, Fnatic can pick it up, and there is the all in for the Baron. Actually.
Honestly, they've not really got a lot to lose at this point.
They just have to try. So it's going to teleport to the tower. Gonna run in there. The rest of Fnatic is still around. Rekkles is out of mana. xPeke down to 50%. It is all or nothing for Roccat now.
Let's see, their base is slowly but surely being pushed. The Baron is pretty low. Xaxus actually going offensive there onto xPeke. Shockwave at the back though. Celaver goes low. There is Jankos. They get the 2 kills, make that 3, so double for YellOwStaR. And now they can simply back away to finish off the game and seal their spot at Worlds. We can see that Overpow is stood still down there in the jungle. There's a recall going on for VandeR.
They know it's over.
And that is basically the acknowledgement of coming so close here to Fnatic. get so far somehow as well. They have to play that best of 3 for the final spot tomorrow, sorry, best of 5 for that final spot tomorrow. But Fnatic will be the first European team to book their place at Worlds.